Well, hello everyone. This is Irma with my note cards once again. And today I am going to quickly tell you how I made this birthday card. This is the newest craze, it seems, in the card making world. This, what they call the nearly impossible card. And they say it's nearly impossible because it is sort of like an optical illusion, but it really isn't. It's a lot easier than it looks. Now, there are many videos there in YouTube where people are demonstrating how they make this card, but I am eliminating a couple of steps. The first step is that I don't measure anything. To me, the ruler I use to make a straight line. As far as measuring and using templates, that's not my style. So I wanted to show you how I make this, and you can compare it to how other people have made their cards. Now, the first thing I do is I get my cardstock. All right. Now, your cardstock really could be any size. It could be an A7 size or an A2 size. The A2 size, basically, what you do is you take your 8.5 sheet of paper. Let me just show you quickly over here. I'm gonna. All right, and what you do is you cut it in half. You fold it, cut it in half, and then this half you fold again and cut that, and then you'll wind up with a paper that's perfect for an A2 size. Okay? Now, most of the people use a blank cardstock, and then after they cut their card, they start to layering it. But you know what? I like to save time. What I did was I went ahead and I cut another decorative piece of cardstock and glued it onto my plain cardstock, and I let that, you know, sit for a while, making sure that the glue is totally and completely dried. Now, this is something that you can do, and you can do several of these one evening while you're watching TV, and put them on a side, and then make your card when you're ready. Now, I mentioned that I don't measure with a ruler. This is what I do. And again, I would recommend that you ladies see the other videotapes on how a lot of people make their cards so that you can compare. I'm just moving this out a little bit so I can take my my scoreboard. Okay, here we go. Let's take this. Hold on a second, and here we go. Just adjust this. Okay. Can you see? I hope you can. Now, I take my cardstock, and I already know pretty much it's about 4 inches across. 2 inches is the halfway mark, and I score. I turn it horizontally. Okay. Now, I'm seeing that it measures 5.5. So what's half of 5.5? It's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 2.75. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I score. All right. And I'll just bring this a little closer so that you can see. Then, with this, I bring this up to the very corner, all right, and I'm just going to count my little spaces up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, and I score down. Okay, hold on a second. It's just that holding it in that angle kind of kept me from scoring properly. I'm going to, again, count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to score. Okay? Now, again, I'm not taking a ruler and measuring anything and trying to do the math. I just use the scoreboard. And wherever I scored, I just cut very carefully. Then these two lines over here, I will cut them. Again, very slowly, very carefully, making sure that I don't cut through. And now, this is what I have. So this part here, I'm going to fold it up. Let me just fold it this way also. Okay? And here is my card. Then I could take either one, but either side, but because I'm right-handed, I'm going to just flip this over, and there you are. You've got your card. So, now if you take a look at the other videos that the other ladies have posted here on YouTube, you will notice that they will take, they have templates, and they measure it, and then they glue it on. I already have my pattern on here. I don't have to fuss with a template. Now you say to yourself, this part here is kind of plain. Well, what you can do with that is you could put embellishments, you could put buttons, you can put enamel dots, you could put anything your heart's desire. However, if you do want a pattern that looks exactly like this pattern, then you have to make sure that you take a piece of your pattern paper and just glue it. Now again, I'm not going to measure. I would glue this. In fact, let me do this in front of you so that you see what I'm doing. And I like to use glue stick. Okay, can you see? There you go. Now once this is glued and dried, I would take this, turn it around, and just very carefully cut. Now again, if you like that matted look, then maybe this is not the technique for you. But I look at it this way. A card like this without the mat could look just as beautiful. Alright? Don't forget that you have to put a band right across here to stabilize your card. And again, you could take brads to attach it or staple it. And if you do use a staple, remember, you need to cover it with some kind of embellishment, punched out flowers, whatever the case may be. Let me show you some of the cards I made. Now, you already saw this one. Okay? And the back, you're leaving the back blank to write your sentiment. This is not the type of card that you send if you need to write a really long sentiment. The sentiment should be quick and simple. Here's another one. Okay. And here I added some of my embellishments to cover my staples. And last but not least, I do have this other one.